real working and deciding decision. Placement in the organizational decision system so that no decision related to fire safety is made without review by the control. This is a direct flashover from the data protection directive. Adequate protection against regulation for decisions, the right to supervise training applied to this plan, the right to inspect any education object that might cause a violation of the plan. Approval by the authority having jurisdiction. The same person may be fire safety controller for more than one organization. This is also all transferred from the directive. The authority having jurisdiction to have authority to approve plans that adequately protect both people and property. If any proposed plan is related, clear reasons shall be given, and temporary plans may be approved for up to a year to allow adequate time for consultation. To review every appointment of fire safety controllers to determine that the controller has adequate training, also is a directive, and experience to enforce a specific plan, and he has to have the power to enforce a specific plan for which they are responsible. Issue certificates to fire safety controllers, certificates shall be issued for each plan. And also, there should be a decision, review decision of the fire safety controller or an appeal, may review actions by fire safety controller organization, and for good cause may revoke controller certificates or plans. Any dismissal or adverse discipline of any fire safety, okay. Also, they designate experts qualified to create plans and set formats required for such plans. Okay. Let's come to the conclusion. The core idea in developing society and the legal system is to deal with all these technological developments. As a practical matter, trying to protect public safety with advanced laws and directives is inadequate to the nature of technology, and we have to argue that it is not possible to refer to legislation to define problems and give solutions. The responsibility of the designer or builder has to be focused on the need for system engineering and acceptance of responsibility for the ever unfinished and different factual situations. A single market based on fire safety tests and standards will not generate adequate social safety as long as the control problem exists. It's a real general problem, like last week. Designers, builders, operators, and regulators must work together to generate truly safe buildings or environments, not just buildings that comply with the code and are disasters waiting to happen. No regulatory approaches are needed in conformance with the single market to protect the consumers. Live materials make all standards. Justice. Thank you.
Okay, questions? I think we had a couple of the regulators here. If William's got a question, we've got to have an interpreter. So. All right, please.
The idea of a fire controller, what was the position?
Yeah, fire, like the data protection or fire protection or fire safety controller.
Okay, how could you do that for a market like the automotive industry?
Very easy.
So would that be within the automotive company?
Yes.
Someone would address fire issues?
Yes. And we do this already in some companies, especially in the supplier company, because they are visited and controlled how you can not imagine by the customer, by the client, by the big companies.
Who's the authority having jurisdiction over
This is a problem. You are right. We have the authority having jurisdiction in the field of data protection. This is a special authority. We don't have it, not yet, or not in the fire. It's just completely on the free will basis in the automotive system.
On safety.
On safety. No, safety. We are talking about safety in yes.
I think that the concept that you postulate of having a fire safety controller, which is a competent individual that understands the system,
yes,
understands how to make that system safe, is, I think, absolutely correct. I mean, the question is, to me, is how you actually define what that person should know.
Okay.
And I think that this is one of the key problems that we address at all levels in fire safety engineering, which is truly that the drawing is so complex. And yet, I mean, just look at the approval and the series of data that were compounded. The level of knowledge required for this is really critical. So how do you actually define a mechanism by which you are going to establish the competence of this fire safety control?
Interesting enough, we had the same discussion, the same question, the same problem with law in data protection, where it was established a data protection controller. What is his background? What is his training? It was kept very often, very open, yeah, completely open, open, yeah. And it's now we have, I think, two major societies who train data protection controllers, officers, who do even additional trainings and not only education, also support for what you have to do. There are conferences like here and so, and I think it's a question of our possibilities in a free environment to develop such really important people. And I think this is very important to understand, and there's a little bit of difference between, I can mostly talk for Germany, but not for other countries in continental Europe. But the critical situation in fire, and what fire can be, is much more, let's say, much more seen, is much more, let's say, felt in Britain or in the United Kingdom than in Germany, for example. I have always the feeling, and therefore I'm so, let's say, so fascinated from the conference today with all the real research and background, so that fire is something for firemen. Now, and the problem is that firefighters, it's not really seen as real science. We had the discussion, yeah? And this is wrong, yeah? And this has to be changed. Yeah? This is too, yeah? And I think that's also one of your, perhaps with other, no, also in politics. For example, we had a discussion about fire detectors, about smoke detectors in Germany. It was how many people can be solved, or what's we cannot enforce a law that you are required to have smoke detectors. If we would have it, I don't think we had the 20 people dying last week, or even we have a lot of people dying in houses, in apartments, based on fire or fire cost cases. I think this is a big difference, a big problem, and in this sense, I think it's very important to transfer your work and your abilities to the public, because we are, as personal people, we are.
Can I take the question back? Okay.
Imagine there's an accident after in a building. When the justice will say, it's the responsibility of